Portugal can look like a team built from many stars, but when Cristiano Ronaldo starts, the entire picture bends around one player. This does not mean every pass goes to him. It means his position changes what everyone else is asked to do. The wingers choose different spaces. Bruno Fernandes looks for different passes. The fullbacks deliver the ball earlier. The center backs behind him defend larger areas. Even Portugal's press must account for the fact that their striker wants to remain close to goal. That is Ronaldo's invisible gravity. Portugal's first two matches at the 2026 World Cup showed both sides of it. Against DR Congo on June 17th, Ronaldo's gravity made Portugal predictable. Against Uzbekistan 6 days later, the same gravity became destructive.
So what changed?
Against DR Congo, Portugal started with Ronaldo alone at center forward. Pedro Neto, Bruno Fernandes, and Bernardo Silva operated behind him. Vitinha and João Neves controlled the ball deeper. On paper, it looked like a powerful 4-2-3-1. Portugal took the lead after 6 minutes. Neto crossed from the left, and Neves arrived to score with a header. That goal already showed an important feature of Ronaldo's presence. Defenders naturally protect the space around him. A midfielder arriving later can become the free attacker. But Portugal did not keep exploiting that effect. Instead, their possession became slow and safe. DR Congo could retreat into a back five, protect the penalty area, and wait for Portugal to play around them. Ronaldo stayed between the center backs, but the ball often remained far from him. Opta recorded only 25 touches for Ronaldo. Portugal completed a World Cup record, 724 passes, including 121 by Vitinha. Yet the team attempted only 7 shots, worth just 0.64 expected goals. That is the first rule of Ronaldo's gravity. It only matters when the ball reaches the spaces he is influencing. A striker can pin 2 defenders, but if the pass arrives late, those defenders do not have to choose. They can stay narrow, watch Ronaldo, and let Portugal circulate outside the block. The possession number looked dominant, the structure was not. DR Congo equalized through Yoane Wissa in first-half stoppage time. Portugal then chased the game with more attackers. Francisco Conceição replaced Bernardo Silva at halftime. Rafael Leao later replaced Neto. Gonçalo Ramos entered for Vitinha in the 83rd minute. Those changes added directness and bodies near the box. They did not automatically create space. At times, they created the opposite problem. More players moved toward Ronaldo, so Portugal had fewer players stretching the defense away from him. Ronaldo remained the finishing point, but the routes toward him became crowded. This is where the debate is often simplified. People ask whether Ronaldo should start. Tactically, the better question is what kind of attack Portugal must build when he starts. At 41, Ronaldo is no longer the winger who receives near the touchline, beats several defenders, and creates his own shot. His greatest value now comes close to goal. He attacks the near post, he separates from a marker, he finishes quickly, he forces defenders to protect the 6-yard box. That gives Portugal a clear target. It also gives the opponent a clear problem to solve. Uzbekistan tried to solve it with 5 defenders on June 23rd. Portugal again used Ronaldo centrally, but the support around him changed. Felix replaced Bernardo Silva. Bruno played in a midfield 3 with Vitinha and Neves. Neto started wide while Cancelo and Nuno Mendes provided aggressive width. The important difference was not simply the formation, it was the speed and direction of Portugal's actions. In the 6th minute, Cancelo received on the right and delivered a low ball early. Ronaldo did not need many touches. He moved toward the near post and finished first time. This is the ideal use of his gravity. The defense must face its own goal. One center back watches the ball. Another feels Ronaldo moving behind him. The goalkeeper must protect the near post. A simple low cross becomes a chain of impossible choices. 11 minutes later, Ronaldo influenced the game without taking the shot. Portugal won a free kick near the box. Ronaldo stood over the ball as the obvious threat. Nuno Mendes took it quickly and scored while the goalkeeper and defense were still reading Ronaldo. That is gravity in its purest form.
The famous player attracts attention. A teammate uses the attention.
The third goal showed another route. Bruno received time to look forward and released Ronaldo through the inside channel. Instead of asking Ronaldo to wrestle with two defenders under a high cross, Portugal gave him space to attack the goal directly. He finished in the 39th minute. The first goal came from width. The second used him as a decoy. The third came through the center. Ronaldo occupied the same general zone, but Portugal reached it in 3 different ways. That variation reprogrammed the attack. Portugal finished with 17 shots and won 5-0. Ronaldo attempted 7 himself. The contrast with the DR Congo match was not that he suddenly became a different player. Portugal created a different environment around the same player. However, the scoreline needs context. Uzbekistan allowed Portugal more time and defended Ronaldo less effectively. Portugal scored early, forcing their opponent to take greater risks. Once the match reached 3-0 before halftime, the spaces naturally became larger. The fourth goal was an own goal, and Rafael Leão added the fifth in the 87th minute after Ronaldo helped continue the attack. So 5-0 does not prove every structural problem disappeared. Ronaldo's gravity still creates trade-offs. When he stays high, Portugal gain a permanent penalty box threat. But another player may need to lead the pressure around him. When he occupies the center, Bruno gains a clear runner for early passes. But Felix, Neto, and the fullbacks must avoid drifting into the same narrow spaces. When Portugal attack with many players, Neves, Vitinha, and the defenders must protect the counterattack behind them. The defensive side is especially important in tournament football. Portugal cannot press as 11 separate players. If Ronaldo protects his energy for the penalty area, the nearest winger and attacking midfielder must curve their runs to close the easy central pass. The midfield then has to move forward behind them. If one line is late, the opponent can pass through. The first pressure and attack the space left by Portugal's advanced fullbacks. This is not proof that Ronaldo prevents pressing. It is the cost of designing the press around a specialist finisher. Portugal must decide where they want his energy most, then organize the other 10 players accordingly. The system works when everyone accepts the geometry. Width must pull defenders apart. Midfielders must pass forward before the block resets. Runners must attack the spaces Ronaldo creates, not only search for Ronaldo himself. And Portugal must vary the final action. Low cross, cutback, through pass, late run, or decoy. The invisible gravity of Ronaldo is neither automatically good nor automatically bad. Against DR Congo, Portugal treated him like a destination. The entire attack moved toward him, slowly and visibly. Against Uzbekistan, Portugal treated him like a force. Sometimes they found him. Sometimes they used the defenders he attracted. Sometimes his position opened the next action for someone else. That is the real tactical question for Portugal at this World Cup. They do not need to escape Ronaldo's gravity. They just need to learn how to orbit it.